Sarah Palin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
No, she got herself. We've been through this, right? But she finally steps down, resigns, and gives a farewell speech over the weekend in Alaska. It is the usual Sarah Palin nonsense. You look at it and you go, how can anyone in America be behind this woman? And as you hear the crowd clapping for her stupid-ass lines, I think, I was just so mortified for the audience. As I watched this whole 18, 19-minute debacle, I thought, please stop embarrassing yourselves by thinking that this woman is intelligent. Oh, my. So now I'm going to break it down for you. First, she's going to go after the media. And, oh, God, please stop clapping. God, this is so embarrassing. All right, let's just start here. All right, clip number 1.
Together we do stand with gratitude for our troops who protect all of our cherished freedoms, including our freedom of speech, which, par for the course, I'm going to exercise.
Uh-oh. What's she gonna say?
And first, some straight talk for some, just some, in the media. Because another right protected for all of us is freedom of the press. And you have such important jobs, reporting facts and informing the electorate and exerting power to influence. You represent what could and should be a respected, honest profession that could and should be a cornerstone of our democracy. Democracy depends on you. And that's why our troops are willing to die for you. So, how about, in honor of the American soldier, you quit making things up?
This actually made me hate her. Because what do the American troops have anything to do with your battle with the media when they report what a dumbass you are? When they just quote you and they give you the things that you've actually done, and what does that have to do with the American troops, and why are you using them? And what I find, frankly, to be in a sickening way, as a prop, right? How are those two things logically connected? And as you watch the whole speech, she keeps going back to the same old tired, I'm for freedom, and I'm for the troops, and this is the greatest country on earth, golly gee willikers, right? And you're like, aren't people tired of this? Isn't this the most obvious manipulation of all time? How did they sit there and go, that's right, the media should stop quit picking on Sarah Palin because of the troops? Come on, man. So now she's going to say, one more note for the media. Okay, let's check out what her one last note is.
And don't underestimate the wisdom of the people. And one other thing for the media, our new governor has a very nice family, too. So leave his kids alone.
They were huge ovations after both those lines. We cut out 25 seconds of ovation between those two clips right there. Like, oh, yes, you're right, the media sucks, leave his kids alone. You know why we've never talked about Lieutenant Governor Parnell's kids, now Governor Parnell's kids? Because he's never brought them up. I don't know who his kids are. I didn't even know he had kids. Who brings up Sarah Palin's kids? Hey, JR, do we have a clip of somebody who might be bringing up Sarah Palin's kids? Let's check that out.
Todd and I, and Track, Bristol, Tripp, Willow, Piper, Trigg, I think I got them all. We will forever be so grateful for the honor of our lifetime to have served you. Our whole big, diverse, full, and fun family, we all thank you. And I am very, very blessed to have had their support all along.
Gee, I wonder who keeps bringing her family up. She just said that Piper, Tiger, Liper, and Hooper, whoever they are, all served Alaska. And she brings them as a prop at every single occasion. They were in her last press conference, this press conference. That's fine. There's no problem with it, right? But then when you claim, hey, I'm for, abstinence, and I'm for making sure that we don't have teenage pregnancy, and the daughter you bring along as a prop at every possible opportunity that you mention in every speech gets pregnant when she's a teenager and is obviously not abstinent, and then you're shocked that someone brought that up. You are shocked and chagrined. Could not have seen that coming. Look, There are so many politicians, I have no idea what their kids' names are, what they are, if they have kids, because they don't bring it up like you do. And then what she does, always with the kids, whenever she gets in trouble, defense shield. Throw Trig up there. Throw Tripper or Jack or whoever it is, right? Throw them all up there and go, I can't believe you're attacking me, the media. You know, you attack me because of my kids and because you hate the troops. Come on, please don't be this stupid as to believing this woman is somehow standing up for you. We're going to get to more of that in a second. So, now she's going to take, this is the middle of the speech, she's going to go on another strange tangent about hunting and Hollywood stars. Let's see if we can follow this one along.
I promised that we would manage our fish and wildlife for abundance and that we would defend the Constitution. And we have, though outside special interest groups, they still just don't get it on this one. Let me tell you, Alaskans need to really stick together on this with new leadership, in this area especially. Encouraging new leadership. Got it. Stiffen your spine to do what's right for Alaska when the pressure mounts, because you're going to see anti-hunting, anti-Second Amendment circuses from Hollywood. And here's how they do it. They use these delicate, tiny, very talented celebrity starlets. They use Alaska as a fundraising tool for their anti-Second Amendment causes. Stand strong and remind them patriots will protect our individual guaranteed right to bear arms. And by the way,
yeah, screw the starlets, especially the skinny ones.
By the way, Hollywood needs to know we eat, therefore we hunt.
That's so clever. We eat, therefore we hunt. You got to tweet that one out, Sarah. What's he talking about? Look. There are issues surrounding Alaska, like aerial wolf hunting, that we've covered. I know she's not referring to me as a skinny starlet. That's for sure, right? Or someone skinny in Hollywood. But I don't remember any, female actresses or anything involved in aerial wolf hunting. They just showed the wolf hunting, right? And I had mixed things to say about that. I'm sure she's not referring to me. Don't get me wrong. And what does that have to do with, the patriots who defend our hunting because we eat? But you don't eat the wolves. You just get on top of a helicopter. Do I have something here? That was too loud. All right. So anyway, she's trying to rally the troops. I'm pro-gun. You're pro-gun. I got it. So now this one amused me. What did she dream of as a child? This ought to be good.
Since I was a little kid growing up here, I remember the discussions, especially the political discussions, just talking about and hoping for and dreaming of commercializing our clean, abundant, needed natural gas.
When you were a kid, you were dreaming about commercializing natural gas? Okay. You had a strange childhood, but I'm not going to get into it. Wow. Okay. Let's just move on. Now she's going to do another standard Republican talking point, which they're going to eat up over there. Government largesse. And let's guess what that's going to cut into. Could it be one of her themes? Could it be freedom? Probably not. But let's check it out just in case.
So much success. In Alaska, there is much good in store further down the road. But to reach it, we must value and live the optimistic, pioneering spirit that made the state proud and free. And we can resist enslavement to big central government that crushes hope and opportunity. Be wary of accepting government largesse. It doesn't come free, and often accepting it takes away everything that is free. Melting into Washington's powerful, caretaking arms will just suck incentive to work hard and chart our own course right out of us. And that not only contributes to an unstable economy and dizzying national debt, but it does make us less free.
Oh, please, with the less free and the enslavement. All right, so you want to break this one down? This one's nice and substantive. So, Bobby Jindal says similar things. Oh, we can't take stimulus money. That's terrible. And then he turns around in Louisiana and brags about all the stimulus money that he handed out, which he conveniently forgets to tell the voters of Louisiana is federal stimulus money. he writes Bobby Jindal on the check, and he's like, oh, look at all this great money that I thought it enslaved you. What's going on? Now, how about Sarah Palin in Alaska? Oh, she fought so hard for it. And then, except everyone else in Alaska said, what are you, mental? Of course you're going to take the federal money. And then what did she do ultimately? She got enslaved by taking the federal money, right? Because what is it going to do? It's going to create more jobs. It's going to give people money that they desperately need in this recession in Alaska. But here's the great irony of it. Earlier in the speech, she bragged about how she got more concessions out of the oil companies to give back more actual cash to the Alaska taxpayer. Now, that was one of her signature accomplishments. That's why in the beginning the Democrats in Alaska were on board with what Sarah Palin did. Because this was one of the best things she did. She stood up to the oil companies and said, no, since you're taking the oil out of Alaska, you're going to pay bigger dividends to the taxpayers and the citizens of Alaska. Now, that is not necessarily a conservative position. And that is certainly what you're doing is you're taking the money into the government and then giving it to the citizens as government largesse, if you will. And I thought you were, now you don't want to enslave the good people of Alaska, do you? And did you notice that irony or hypocrisy in your speech? My guess is that didn't occur to your mind. Okay, so please spare me with the nonsense hypocrisy on that one. And finally, why is she leaving? Now, we've shown you a lot of circular logic here and just perplexing lack of logic. This is going to be the classic. You know, you've heard it before, but she states it equally abhorrently here. Let's watch the final clip.
So we are here today at a changing of the guard. Now, people who know me, and they know how much I love this state, some still are choosing not to hear why I made the decision to chart a new course to advance the state. And it should be so obvious to you.
Right, yeah.
Because I love Alaska this much, sir, that I feel that it is my duty to avoid the unproductive, typical, politics as usual, lame duck session in one's last year in office. How does that benefit you? Now, with this decision now, I will be able to fight even harder for you, for what is right and for truth.
I mean, I just feel sick to my stomach as those poor schmucks applaud. Like, yeah, she's going to fight harder for us by not being in government at all. Yeah, you love Alaska, that's why you're leaving it. What? So her big argument is, I'm going to help the state of Alaska by getting the hell out. Well, on that we can finally have agreement. Okay, but not in the way that you described to those people, not why they're clapping. And finally, her argument of, hey, you know, I didn't want a lame duck session here. She had 17 months left in her term. So should every governor or senator or whoever, president, be like, I got 17 months left. I'm outie 5,000. I'm gonzo. I don't want a lame duck session. No. The best way I can serve my constituents is by quitting them. But at this point, no one should be surprised that Sarah Palin did not bring logic and facts to her final speech in Alaska.